A very good afternoon to you, wherever you are joining us from this afternoon. Thank you so much for choosing and making Pepeta TV 1 PM News Bulletin to be your favorite source of news. We surely do not take that for granted. I'll be your host, Chacha Tobias, for this broadcast. And this afternoon, we have quite a lot of lineup for you, including the question that we are asking is that which way for ODM? We will be answering those questions in a minute. But before the news in details, these are the news that are making headlines. Now, Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has warned that raising cases of political incitement pose a serious threat to public order. Speaking in Nakuru County, CS Murkomen disclosed that police officers had not been informed about the Kitengela meeting led by Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna on Sunday, leaving them unprepared. And the United Green Movement Party leader and the former Chief Justice David Maraga has also condemned what he described as excessive use of force by police during political rallies. What?
To report to the police officers in good time. That also was unfortunate that the report was not given to the police officers so they can provide security. People carrying guns from Nairobi, mobilizing them from Machakos to take them to a rally. Why did you go and address the people of that area? Why take it to Kitengela?
Wale wanaomba kura, wale wanashindana na wengine, wale ambao wanapanga njama kutafuta magengi na kupiganisha watu, that we will not allow, this government of President William Ruto will not allow, I will not allow as his cabinet secretary, and the Inspector General is not going to allow. Our police officers are under firm instructions to deal with people who are inciting violence against communities with finality.
Na tunaomba bwana IG kangumu ufanye kazi yako, sisi tuko na wewe, so that without enforcing the law and order, preservation of public order, no development will.
Total madness. You don't do that. Eh? So we condemn that very strongly, and we are telling Ruto, relax. Eh? Kenya is moving forward. If you are continuing to remain in the old days, Kenya is moving forward.
And moving on to our next news-making headline this afternoon is that Jubilee Party Deputy Leader Dr. Fred Matiang'i has declared that he will not accept any decision by the opposition coalition on its presidential flag bearer unless the process is free, transparent, and inclusive. And this is after Matiang'i's State House bid received a major boost after the Party of National Unity, PNU, formally resolved not to fill a presidential candidate in 2027, instead throwing its full support behind him.
It ought to be an inclusive process, because in alliance building and coalition building, process is as important as the outcome itself. Our interest is unity and to bring everybody together. Then honestly, there is no substitute for inclusion, including the public, and ensuring that we are open and transparent about this issue. What are we hiding? We are not looking for family leadership, we are looking for public leadership. The people of Kenya should be involved in the process all along.
Lazima tuketi tukubaliane conditions ni gani. Na tumeo hizo conditions lazima siwe na uasi na siwe participatory.
I think his character, leadership, credentials, and proven track record of the transformative public service, the PNU party has resolved that it shall not field a presidential candidate and will instead support Dr. Matiang'i's candidature.
So needs to be very clear that this arrangement is within the ambit of the united opposition.
In a world where safety is no longer optional, one name stands out for dependable protection: Chamguard Security Company. Our comprehensive services include guard services, dog patrol units, private investigations, intruder alarm security control systems, protocol and security services, event security management, CCTV camera installation, remote controlled gate installation, electric fence installation, razor wire setup, and close protection services. Chamgad Security Company. Reliable security. Trust the experts. Call us today and let us secure what matters most.
And of course, moving on to our next story, thank you so much for staying tuned for this, is that there is renewed hope for the discordant couples following the arrival of the long-acting HIV prevention injectable lenacapavir in the country. The breakthrough drug, administered just once every 6 months, is hailed as a game changer in the fight against HIV, and health experts say it could significantly ease the burden of daily pill taking and reduce treatment fatigue. Well, the injection is designed for anyone who is HIV negative but at risk of infection. It is expected to be particularly transformative for couples where one partner is living with HIV and the other is not.
Kwa dawa for 7 years. Saa mimi nilishaanza kujikubali. Saa venye niliona usaki imebadilika nikasema hii ninaachwa leo. Saa wiki moja hakunipigia simu akaniuliza venye.
That's why nilikuwa na suggest yeye aniende. Cause yeye akienda unaona venye mama anaendanga soko wanaenda na bag yao nini wanarudi. So ilikuwa more easier. So baada hata na prefer tu yenda niende ange.
Na umejua ukienda huko yenda natakikana anapimwa kila after 3 months. Sa nilienda kumchukulia karibu mara kadhaa.
We've also gathered sufficient evidence about its efficacy, safety, and we are confident that Kenyans will be able to embrace this as one of the arsenal in the fight against HIV epidemic. Also expect an additional 12,000 continuation doses by April to ensure that those who start the prevention injections can continue without interruption. In addition, the United States government, and that is why Brian is here, has committed to support Kenya with a further 25,000 doses.
All right, thank you so much. And a section of Western leaders led by President Ruto's aide Farouk Kibet now claims that former President Uhuru Kenyatta is behind the formation and financing of Sifuna-led ODM faction. This is Orange Party chairperson Gladys Wanga vowed that there is no turning back from the ODM-UDA 2027, the pre-election pact, despite opposition from members of the party affiliated to the Linda Mwananchi faction.
Wacha Kenya iwe na amani. Wewe unataka kuamsha wale watu tunajua ni kwamba ni baraka vyako. Projects ambaye wanaenda kupinga jamii ya Waluya wasichukue uongozi. Sisi tunataka Mheshimiwa William Ruto akimaliza mamlaka, rais wa Kenya atoke jamii ya Waluya hapa Western Kenya.
Sisi kama wana ODM tumepatia mamlaka kinara wetu ambaye ni party leader Oburu Oginga kuongea na chama cha UDA.
Kutogoreji manu ya kwamba tunasonga mbele. Na tunasonga mbele nyuma ya Dr. Oburu Oginga kama party leader wetu. Tumekubaliana kama chama tunaingia katika mazungumzo na vile chama ambao tuko na fikra sawa. Lakini wale ambao hatutazungumza nao ni wale ambao wanaeneza ukabila. Ni wale ambao wanaeneza chuki.
And of course, that news brings us to our first commercial break here at Pepeta TV 1 p.m. News Bulletin. Thank you so much for staying tuned for the first phase of our news. And don't go too far away because I'll be back with more news in details. Stay tuned.
In a world where safety is no longer optional, one name stands out for dependable protection: Chamgad Security Company. Our comprehensive services include guard services, dog patrol units, private investigations, intruder alarm security control systems, protocol and security services, event security management, CCTV camera installation, remote controlled gate installation, electric fence installation, razor wire setup, and close protection services. Chamgad Security Company. Reliable security. Trust the experts. Call us today and let us secure what matters most.
All right, welcome back from that short commercial break. Indeed, it was short, and moving on with our broadcast here this afternoon is the High Court in Mombasa has sentenced the formerly Kone OCSU nurse Athman to life imprisonment after finding him guilty of killing a 20-year-old Mbarak Maitha in 2018. The sentence, delivered on Friday by Justice Wendy Kagendo, found that the officer, while in the line of duty, failed to protect life and instead used unlawful force against a defenseless civilian. The family of the deceased is seeking compensation.
Fariki kwa kupigwa risasi. Alipigwa risasi ndani ya nyumba. Ndani ya nyumba ikiwa yuanywa chai asubuhi. Kitu kama mida saa 2 saa 3 hivi.
Miaka iliyoko mingi. Twaenda tukirudi. Mara sikia hivi, mara sikia hivi. Paka tulikuwa tunakata tamaa kusema tu ile ukweli. Tunataka fidia tu kwa serikali, kwa maana yule polisi ni serikali. Ndo alikuja pale ndani kwenye hiyo kitendo. Kwa maana yeye aliingia ndani na alimuona. Ilikuwa anayo haki ya kumshika, lakini ilikuwa si ampige amue.
Once I hear that your client deserves to be on bail, I will do that. If I think that they don't deserve, then I will ask that they consume the government provisions until I finish.
And moving on to our next stories, Catholics across the country on Wednesday observed Ash Wednesday as calls for fasting and acts of charity resonates at the start of the Lent season. The observance signaled the beginning of the 40-day period of fasting, reflection and spiritual renewal for Catholics and many other Christians around the world. In Nairobi, thousands of faithful streamed into Holy Family Basilica, where Ash Wednesday masses were held throughout the day. The morning service, presided over by Philip Anyolo, used the occasion to urge politicians to abandon divisive politics and instead promote unity and the common good.
As well, this Ash Wednesday, we are invited to repent and believe in the gospel. Why? We remember that we are ashes, and to ash we shall return. Because as human beings, definitely, we shall one day come to die. We are actually passing in this world. So, when you die, where do you want to be?
It has been a very great day, particularly for us Catholics. The day is a day of remembrance. It's called Ash Wednesday. It's a day that we all should remember that we came to this earth alive, and we will leave this earth.
We stand for, that is typically church, we stand for the poor in the first place, for those, for the voiceless, for those who have no rights, for those to whom nobody listens, for those who never end up in the newspapers, if not that they find a dead body somewhere.
We want to remind our
politicians that they make a country look so muddy, because the politics they play is like they're playing in mud. They don't do it correctly. They bring people to that mud so that we are so muddy, we are so ugly, we are so dirty as Kenyans.
It's a time for us to look especially that Kenya that has equality, that seeks justice, and that seeks to defend the human dignity of all, where life means something, where helping the poor, not because we want to be praised, not in front of cameras.
Kuhimiza zaidi viongozi wetu wa kisiasa kwamba tuangalie zaidi maslaha ya wananchi. Tusianze siasa ambazo zitakuwa ni za kutatanisha, kugombanisha.
All right, moving on now, the holy month of Ramadan has officially begun. Muslim faithful across the world will for the next 1 month engage in fasting and worship to fulfill the obligatory pillars in Islam. Religious leaders and Muslims are urging Kenyans to use the fasting period to remember the less fortunate, particularly those facing severe hunger in some parts of the country. Police have formed a special committee to address security during Tarawih night prayers.
Mambo ya utesi, mambo ya ugomvi, mambo ya kubaguana kikabila, mambo ya kubaguana kirangi na mambo mengine ya kubaguana kivyeo. Sote tuwe Waislamu, tuwe ndugu mmoja katika ambako umetuumba na Mungu, kwa sababu ya ibada moja tuwe kitu kimoja.
Hata kutafuta mili ya kula pia ni shida. Mtu akipata mili leo anaweza kaa siku 2 siku 3 ndio akapata mili. Sasa sisi kama waumini wa Kiislamu wakati kama huu wa kuwafunga tunatakikana tukae tukiwakumbuka wale watu ambao wako kwenye drought kule kama Tana River, kama wapi. Muislamu inapoingia kuanzia saa 2 mpaka saa 4, saa 4 na nusu lazima kuna ibada zingine zinaendelea msikitini. Kwa hivyo ningependekeza pia katika serikali yetu pia ili iweze ituangalie swala la usalama, sababu pia kuna vijana, kunao wahalifu.
Yote hayo tunaomba serikali iweze kusimama thabiti kabisa kuhakikisha kwamba tunakwenda kuswali tarawehe na tupate usalama.
Work operation order na tumeambia sub county committees ya security wapange askari vizuri, pale wanataka reinforcement tuko nazo kuhakikisha kwamba mambo iko sawa.
All right, and now thank you so much for staying tuned from the beginning of this broadcast to the end of the broadcast. I've been your host, Chacha Tobias, and remember, for those news in details, visit all our social media platform on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Follow and engage with us at Pepeta TV officials everywhere, Pepeta TV. And remember the questions that we are asking this afternoon across all our social media platform is: which way for ODM? Is it a divergency or is it a power battle now that we have the Linda Mwananchi group that is being spearheaded by this Nairobi Edwin Sifuna, and we also have the Linda Ground group that is being spearheaded by Dr. Oburu Odinga, who is the party leader for the ODM. Now, engage with us in all our social media platform and all those questions will be answered there. Thank you so much. I wish you a lovely day. Goodbye.